Hey there, it's for Marie, and I'm in the mood to make a project bag using the beautiful art gallery fabric called Spooky and Sweet. Gather your supplies. This is part of the Make a Cup of Tea and Sew With Me series, so let's get started. First, I'm going to make a pocket on the front of my project bag, so I'm cutting a small piece of fabric with the focus of the little bats and witches. My pocket measures about 3.75 inches in length and 8.5 inches in width. To add some stability to that pocket, I fused some interfacing on the back side suitable for that light to mid-weight woven. Then turn the raw edges over on the right side and the bottom side. I'm adding a small amount of embellishing in the form of rickrack and piping. I'm just sewing that on the top edge of that pocket. And then I want to segment that pocket so it has two sections. So I'm adding a vertical line of stitching to act as a guide. And here it is. Now let's look at the front panel of that project bag. I'm going to use two coordinating but contrasting pieces from this art gallery collection. The narrow one is 5.5 inches in width, and the larger piece, which is the orange, is about 10 inches in width. Both length pieces are 11 inches long. Now I'm positioning my pocket on the larger section, and then I'm going to put right sides together, pin and stitch in about 1/2 inch seam allowance. Press those seams open and turn to the other side, and the fun begins. You get to top stitch that floppy pocket to the front section of your project bag. You can use decorative stitching, different colored threads. Just be creative and have some fun. The back of your project bag is cut at 13 inches in length and 15 inches wide. Again, you can customize it to any size you desire. Ideally, when you lay that front piece on, it should match up in width, and then in length you're going to see about 2 inches. That's going to be the area where you're going to be putting in a zipper with a zipper strip. Cut 2 linings. One will be the back panel measurement and one will be the front panel measurement. I'm using just a simple quilting cotton that's candy corn because, after all, trick-or-treaters love candy corn. I'm using 98/7F fusible fleece by Pellon, but the choice is yours. Cut your interfacing 1/2 or 1/4 inch smaller than the front panel size and the back panel size, and if it's fusible, go ahead and iron it on in this step. You'll need 2 zipper strips. The O is for the outer front of the project bag, the L is the lining. Cut them vertically or on the vertical axis, 3 inches in length and 15 inches wide. Your zipper should match the width of your project bag. I'm using a 14-inch zipper, ivory in color. Cut and iron on some fusible interfacing to the wrong side of what would be the front of that zipper strip. I find that sewing zipper tabs on either end of the zipper helps to keep that zipper easier to work with, prevents it from pinching. It gives it an overall professional finish, so why not go for it? Lay the zipper face down on top of the front strip, and the lining strip is face down, so it's right sides of those fabric together. Pin in place to prevent any movement when you are stitching. And just carefully using a zipper foot, stitch slowly. I like using this method because I don't even have to pull the pins out. This is also really great practice sewing a zipper if you're interested in garment sewing. As I get closer to that zipper pull, I stop, lift up the presser foot, pull it down so I can continue on, and it prevents crooked stitches. Fold those strips wrong sides together so the zipper is exposed, and voila, you're in good shape. Lay this zipper strip with the right side of the zipper touching the right side of the front panel. Take your front lining and lay it face down so that the right sides of the panel and the lining are touching. Here you'll see the piece, the zipper sandwiched between those two layers. And again, use a zipper foot and carefully stitch close to the edge. Once attached, you're basically turning the raw edge up and checking the zipper, making sure it opens and closes smoothly. I press the lining and the front panel to make sure that it's smooth before I move on to the next step. Trim any excess from those zipper tabs so that your sides, top and bottom, are nice and straight before you stitch. Layer number 1 is your back lining. Put that face up. The second layer is your front lining. You want to put that face down so that the two lining pieces are right sides together. Layer number 3 is the front of your project bag panel. Put that face up. And the fourth layer is the back of your project bag panel. You're going to put that face down so that those two pieces are right sides together. Now your layers are properly aligned and you're ready to stitch. In stitching the layers, start at the top in a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch seam allowance and just stitch across and you're good. Secondly, you're going to now stitch the bottom, but the first thing you need to do is separate the lining pieces from the actual front and back of the project bag. Open it up like a fan. Front panel, right sides together, inner lining, right sides together. Here's a quick demonstration. Okay, so I have it laid out so that you can see that the top has been attached. The first thing you want to do is open that zipper. Next, I'm laying and matching right sides together of the lining edges and right sides together of the edges of the front and back of that project bag. Pin those edges in place and sew a 1/4 or 1/2 inch seam to the front and back panel in one straight continuous line. For the lining, you want to leave an opening that you can turn inside out. Leave it large enough to fit your hand in. It just makes life easier. Once you've sewn the sides of the project bag, it's time to trim all 4 sides, including those corners. It makes it easier when you're turning it right side out to get those edges and corners all crisp and neat, press it. It's so fun to see it finally come together after all of that hard work. That gap that you left open in the lining, you just need to press and stitch it closed, hand stitch, machine stitch, it's your choice. Well, my friends, I hope you had a cup of tea and sewed with me. Look, the project bag is finished. I cannot wait to use it. I hope this sew along was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time in the sewing and/or craft room. Bye.